Hello! Today, I came to you again with a super story. It is very important that you watch until the end to get maximum efficiency from the story. So, let's start. Shadow and Mirror. A tale of silence and truth. Once upon a time, in a distant land, there was a small village built beside a lake. In this village, an old legend was passed down through generations. It was said that deep in the forest, hidden in its darkest corner, lay a magical mirror that could steal a person's shadow. Anyone who gazed into this mirror would lose their shadow, and it would never return. The villagers were terrified of the legend, and no one dared to venture into that part of the forest. In this village lived a young girl named Liora. Unlike the others, Liora was always in search of the extraordinary. She longed for adventure, something that would set her apart from the quiet life of her village. The mystery surrounding the shadow-stealing mirror intrigued her deeply. Liora believed that uncovering the truth behind this legend would give her life the meaning she craved. One day, she gathered her courage and decided to venture into the heart of the forest, determined to find the mirror. Ignoring the warnings of the village elders, Liora set off alone. The forest grew darker as she walked, the trees towering over her, their branches intertwining and blocking out the light. Shadows crept around her, but instead of fear, she felt an odd sense of calm. Her curiosity drove her forward. After hours of walking, she finally reached the darkest part of the forest. There, leaning against a tree, was the mirror. It wasn't a grand, golden-framed artifact like she had imagined. It was simple, almost ordinary. The surface of the mirror, however, reflected nothing. Not the trees, not the sky, not even Liora herself. It was empty. Intrigued, Liora reached out and touched the mirror. It was cold. For a moment, she hesitated, but her curiosity won out. She stepped in front of the mirror and stared into its empty face. At first, she saw nothing. It was as if she didn't exist. The world around her became silent. The longer she stared, the more the shadows around her seemed to wrap her in a cocoon of stillness. Then, something strange happened. A figure appeared in the mirror, but it wasn't her. It was a shadow, a form that looked like her, yet it wasn't her. This shadow moved slowly and turned to face her, reaching out as if it wanted to step into her world. In that moment, Liora realized that this wasn't just any shadow. It was a reflection of her inner self, something deeper. The shadow began to merge with her, not as a threat, but as if it were completing her. Liora felt whole, in a way she had never felt before. The mirror was showing her that everything she had been searching for in the world outside was already inside her. The shadow was a part of her, something she had never acknowledged. As the shadow merged with her, Liora understood that the mirror didn't steal shadows. It revealed the parts of a person they had yet to discover. The fear of losing one's shadow was merely the fear of facing oneself. Liora returned to her village, a changed person. The villagers were shocked to see her return, having believed she was lost to the forest forever. But no one asked what had happened to her. They could see the quiet wisdom in her eyes and knew she was no longer the same Liora. Over time, the legend of the mirror shifted. No longer was it a tale of danger, but of transformation. People began to see the mirror not as a threat, but as a gateway to self-discovery. It became a symbol of the journey inward, a reminder that what we fear most often leads to the greatest revelations. This story reminds us that the answers we seek in the world are often hidden within ourselves. The shadow and the mirror represent a journey not into the unknown, but into the deepest parts of who we are. Our story ends here. If you want to support me, and listen to more useful stories. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Love you very much. See you.